Make It, and my name's Marilyn. So how we're gonna start off is I'm gonna get you guys to tell me something random, but like we don't normally know. So that's your first like warning. So for me, one thing recently, so like I'm going through Carice, and we get to type all our notes up. I'm old school, and I love to handwrite my notes. So that's just a random fact about me. And since we just moved here this summer, I realized I love to garden. Like we tried to have a garden before, and it was a flop. And now that we can actually grow stuff, I'm like, whoa, this is fun. So yeah. So go ahead, introduce yourself and something random about yourself. We'll start with you.
Should I start?
Go for it.
I'm Austin, Kenda's husband. A random fact about me, I'm 6'6".
Okay.
Is that random?
Yeah, that is random. Wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I think that's one.
Yeah.
Okay, well I'm Kenna, his wife.
Yeah.
And unlike you, I can't garden, and I literally kill every plant that I've like ever owned. Like even flowers, he'll like, you know, bring home flowers and somehow they die in like one day, which is not normal. So yeah, I don't know what's wrong with you, but
Oh no.
that is me for sure.
Yes.
Very good.
I'm Dorothy. I still haven't thought of a random thing.
If you can't think of a random thing, you can think about a hobby or just something that you like to do or something. But I'm gonna give you your folder.
Thank you.
Mention that to you.
Sometimes I hide on my basement steps and eat chocolate cake.
Yes.
Wait, is this your first?
Yeah.
Yes. So there's a
I've heard that that's a thing.
5, 7, and 9, no 10.
Oh my goodness.
So, like,
Yeah.
they just get to eat junk food, like, or I feel like I give them more snacks than I would have myself.
Mhm.
So, sometimes I hide
Yes.
That's so funny.
and hide the cake from them that I don't want to share.
I love it.
Oh, very good. So now for a more formal introduction, my name's Marilyn, and we have 4 children. The oldest just turned 13, so I got a teenager. Don't ask me how that happened. And then 3 girls, a 10, 7, and 3. So that's a little bit about me and my husband. We've been married for 15 years now, 16 years, and he does excavating, and we just moved here, so we're just kind of still adjusting here this summer. So yeah, and I am going through Carice. That's the ones that are helping me get through my studies, and yeah, so I'm glad you guys could come tonight. So now we're going to do the formal introduction, where you can just like introduce yourself and tell me like your job, just a little bit about yourself.
All right.
We'll start off with you again.
I am currently working at Lincoln Pavement Services in Denver, Pennsylvania.
Okay, yeah.
They basically like do line striping and like
Okay.
things on concrete after they've already been paved.
Oh, okay.
And so I'm basically just an estimator, just on the computer,
Okay.
doing computer things.
Yeah.
Nothing exciting at all. And that's
Okay.
basically it. Yeah.
Okay, good.
I work for a chiropractor, and I have a degree in biology.
Okay.
So
Oh,
I will
wow.
eventually be going to chiropractic school after the baby.
After the baby comes.
Yes,
Oh,
we were
that's
supposed to go
exciting.
in. Actually, I was supposed to start on Monday, and then we found out in April that we were pregnant, and we were like, okay, we're gonna wait because it's in Georgia. So yeah, we'll be
Oh,
moving.
okay, so you'll be moving then. Oh, wow. So are you both originally from like Lancaster County? Okay.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good. So it's gonna be a pretty big move.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Little
exciting
baby, but it'll
Yeah.
be fun.
Oh, good. So
Yeah.
like when will you start school then?
Probably next July.
Next July.
Mhm.
Okay. Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. That's exciting. Very good.
That's cool. I'm her sister-in-law.
Yeah, that's
So
so
we're related.
weird.
Our husbands are brothers. What do? I'm a stay-at-home mom. My husband has a construction company, so I help him out whenever I can. And my kids. Oh, I take care of my mom part-time. She has dementia. What else? That's it. We live on a farmette, so there's tons of work around here.
Nice.
So
Yeah, and you did mention you got 3 kids. this is your 4th pregnancy.
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, and then there's a
Yeah.
5.5 year gap between them.
oh
So
wow.
in many ways, it feels like my first.
Aw.
I think I'm every bit as nervous and excited as I was for my first because it's
Oh,
been
that's
so
awesome.
long.
Yes, that's
So
exciting.
fun.
That is exciting. Good. Good, good. Well, we're going to jump right in here tonight because I want to get you guys out of here on time. So, rather obviously, you're already finding with pregnancy, your body does a lot of changes.
Yeah.
And so what we're going to do is just to start out is kind of look at our bodies and see what happens, what's taking place. Is it because, like you said, you were sick, backache now, and so we're just going to kind of, to start off, we're going to look at that. So we're going to talk about the uterus. The uterus. Tell me what the uterus is.
Holds a little baby.
It's kind of like the little home where baby's nicely tucked in there. So that's the uterus. The fundus is like the top part. So it's kind of like a pear shape, a dome shape a little bit. And the fundus is like the top part. And then your pelvis. Can you tell me anything about the pelvis? Because right here is the pelvis. Okay? So this is where when you're in labor, baby is going to nicely navigate its way down through your pelvis. So this kind of gives you a little bit of an idea, like here's kind of like your spine, it comes there at the back. So this gives you a little bit of an idea about your pelvis here. So just kind of keep this in mind as we go through, because it's all going to tie in as baby's working his way down through here. The vagina. What's going to happen during labor?
Scary part, right?
Yes. So that's going to do lots of stretching, lots of, opening up. That's going to do a lot of that. But the good news is it goes nicely back together again after baby is born. And we're going to talk about some of that stuff a little later in class here. And your cervix. What is your cervix? Go for it.
The bottom, right?
Yeah, so kind of what it is so your uterus, and then it's kind of like the connecting, it's like the vagina, and then like it's the connecting part. And what that is it's nicely got this mucus plug in there. And it keeps all the germs out for baby. It's kind of like that safety seal for baby, keeping baby nicely tucked in there, away from any germs, keeps it nice and safe. And then your membranes. Can you tell me what your membranes are? Also a lot of people know it as your bag of water.
Okay.
Your bag of water. So I love to see visuals. When I'm learning stuff, I love to see visuals of what's it really look like? What's in there going on with baby? So here we got, baby's not quite in the right position here, but baby is in here. He's in here, this is like the bag of waters. And then the next one's the amniotic fluid, which pretend this is filled with fluid, kind of like a water. That's kind of baby's little house in there. He's breathing it in. It's always the right temperature. It changes flavor by what mom eats. So baby can, kind of taste.
And if mom gets cold, can the baby get cold?
No, the temperature is
It's always the
always regulated, keeping baby safe and sound in there. The next one is the placenta. This is the placenta. So as you see, this is the side that would be attached to you. This is the nice bumpy side, and we'll take a look here. Open baby up here a little bit. And on this side, it is nice and smooth. And this is his little umbilical cord, and he's getting all the nutrients from the placenta that he needs. So that's our cute little baby. Here's the placenta, the cord, and here's the bag of water, where baby stays nicely tucked in. So that just kind of gives us a little bit of a guideline here as we're going to look into pregnancy. So to start out, we're going to start at the very basic. So starting out let's lay like a solid foundation. So what does it look like? You gain weight during pregnancy, right? So is it gonna look the same if we gain weight from eating like carbs and empty calorie stuff, or if we're eating good quality food? It's gonna look different. If you eat, so let's look at nutrition, but first of all, because we were talking about how our body changes, what I want you to do is get out, you got some paper, and if you need a pen, I have some here. We're gonna look at body weight. As a pregnant woman, you gain some weight. Let's look at how each one, here I'll get you one. Let's look at what each one does here. So I want you to draw, it doesn't have to be anything fancy, but I want you to draw like a silhouette of a pregnant woman. So it's kind of like from the side, of her belly, and you can draw a little baby in there too. So you guys can draw, and then you can tell me what
Let's draw baby
you've got baby all drawn in there. Okay, then what I want you to do is you're drawing the mom and the baby. What we're gonna do, I don't know if you can see this, if not, we're gonna look at each of these. So we're gonna look at the baby, the uterus, the placenta, the amniotic fluid, the breast, the blood, and fats and fluids. And we're gonna guess how much each of those weigh, like how much mom is gonna gain each one of those. And I'm gonna see what the total weight gain is. So you guys can go ahead and on your paper, write your guesses. And if
We're
you can't
guessing
see,
right now
so you're
what
guessing?
the total
Okay.
is.
well, you're gonna like guess the total, but then you're gonna guess like baby. How much does baby weigh?
Okay.
How much is the
You have
uterus?
to narrow it down.
Yeah. So kind of each one and what each one weighs.
I wouldn't know where to begin with these numbers.
I feel like I'm lowballing with everything. Should we total it up?
Yes. And then you want to do a guess about like how much is the total weight gain for all together.
I kind of started with my total weight gain and now I'm trying to
And now
narrow
you're trying
it
to
down.
say for it, yes.
Dreadful.
Okay, good. No, go to
I could always change my end.
Daddy. You can change your end number.
I can't wait to know this.
Okay.
We're not gonna get evaluated.
You're not going to. All right. So let's start with the baby. What do you think, like, towards the end of pregnancy, how much is the baby gonna weigh? Like when baby's ready to be born. Go ahead.
10.
10?
I bet like 7 to 8.
Okay. So the average is 7 to 8.5.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's how much baby.
Right
That's
on.
this is all average. Just kind of keep in mind. It's generally speaking. All right. So the uterus. That's like babies, like that muscle. This is like the strong muscle that when you're in labor is going to be contracting to get that baby out. How much is that going to weigh? Because it starts out. The uterus starts out the size of a pear
Wait,
and
how
goes
much?
to the size of a watermelon, like a
Oh man.
watermelon.
I know, I think that's
So kind of like a big muscle there. So what do you think that one weighs?
1 pound, so.
Almost.
I did 2.
2 pounds, yeah?
Close.
Yep, 2 pounds. So kind of you can imagine that going from the size of a pear to the size of a watermelon. That's got a lot of growing and a lot of stretching. So if you can feel that whole stretching and yeah, that is. All right, the placenta. That is the thing where baby gets its nutrients from. This thing right here.
So 2 pounds.
2 pounds?
2 pounds.
2 pounds? Almost 1 to 1.5 pounds.
But they're huge.
They are huge. That's one thing. If after you have your baby, if your doctor, your midwife, or something, like let them show that to you. It is amazing because you'll see like the placenta and then like it's like the sac and everything. It's really neat.
For my last one, my midwife was just blown away at the perfection of it. She's like, look, don't you want to look at it? And I'm like, no, I just want the baby. Like, that's the least of my
Yeah.
worries.
It's so funny.
Yes, yes.
That's funny.
So that's what gets baby's nutrients. So the amniotic fluid, the fluid that's inside there. How much do you think that one is?
But less than a pound.
I narrowed it down to half a pound because I was running out.
You were ready now. So that is actually 2 pounds. So it's like 2 pounds of fluid in there.
Because it's liquid, so it's heavy.
Yes. The breast. How much do you think that is?
I put 4 now.
4?
I got 3.
Okay, that's usually what everybody guesses, but it's actually a pound.
Oh,
So, and that's generally speaking, but yeah, usually right around a pound. So when you're pregnant, you increase in blood. How much do you think that is?
I was 3.
3, okay. What'd you get?
Pounds.
A pound? It is 2.5 pounds. So that's extra blood flowing through there. Just the fats and the fluids.
From what?
From just like the extra you gain, just kind of.
This might be in my dreams. Half a pound. That's all that was left.
I
I went 10.
Okay, it's actually around 11 to 14 pounds. Yes.
Does that leave after?
And that leaves, so after baby comes out, sometimes like a lot of women after baby's born, now that we're talking about it, they're like, at night I go to bed and I just feel like I sweat. That's your body getting all the extra fluids and stuff out. So think about it, 11 to 14 pounds, that's quite a bit. That is.
Pretty close.
So overall, what does that all add up to? 27 to 31.5 pounds.
Wow.
So, because a lot of people are like, wait, my baby comes out, it's like 7-8 pounds. Why did I gain this weight? Now you know it wasn't all baby, you've had all this other stuff. So you're going to have to look at that.
All the
So-
extra stuff.
And
All
what
the-
percent of
yes.
women lose it after? Because I remember weighing myself after one of my kids, and I had lost exactly how much they weighed.
What the heck?
Okay.
But I think I said something to my midwife, and she's like, "Your breast milk could be making up that."
I was going to
So
say,
I'm
you
like-
could use breast milk and then your body, works at getting all the extra fluids and stuff out. So that can, kind of varies in how much your milk is and everything. So yeah, that does vary. So now that we looked at weight gain, let's look at nutrition. So I want you guys to tell me, like, when you think of nutrition, like, tell me what your thoughts are. If you want it, you're thinking, okay, baby, let's eat healthy. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, since I was like really sick in the beginning,
Mhm.
I was throwing up every time I ate fruits and vegetables. It was like the worst thing ever.
Uh-huh.
And so I basically had like a starch only diet for the first like 4 months, which was horrible.
Mhm.
And then my blood pressure went up and they were like, okay, that can't happen. Like,
Yeah?
And
Yeah.
so then I started eating like really high protein. And so so
Okay.
it like went down and like
Oh, good.
neutralized, and so I feel like you're supposed to be eating high protein the whole time. But yeah, it was
Yeah.
hard in the beginning.
Oh, I'm
So,
sure that is hard.
That's my
really
guess.
hard
High
to say.
protein is like the way to go.
High protein and kind of the thing where in America we've like sugar and carbed everything pretty much. So what we want to look at is getting in, I know this probably might not sound appetizing yet, but your fruits and your veggies and like good sources of protein. Not filling yourself up on empty carbs. So tell me some things that you think we could do to get that type of healthy stuff in. Like,
Well, I ate ground turkey, sweet potatoes, and broccoli for every meal for 2 weeks, so
oh,
that is what I did.
good.
But I don't know.
And
It's like
you
really
probably
plain.
don't like it anymore.
Yeah. Well, okay, in the beginning, I could literally only eat hash browns like first thing in the morning, like, you know, as soon as I got up, and now I hate them.
No, you can't.
Like,
yeah.
my goodness, I hate
Yeah.
them.
Yeah. Yeah, your
unfortunately.
body kind of does that to you. But
Mhm.
yeah. So what we're going to look at is a lot of times people think, okay, eating healthy, we got to go for a diet. We're not going to try to lose weight when there's a baby growing inside of us. So what we want to look at is just some ways, some practical ways of how are we going to get into some good habits of eating healthy for baby. Because when we eat healthy, ultimately, it's like if you went from the couch one day to running a marathon with no training, how are you going to feel?
Crappy.
It's going to be hard. You're going to probably get through the marathon, but it's going to be really, really hard on you. So what we're going to look at is preparing ourselves for labor. In other words, we've got 9 months or however many months you guys have left to, in other words, kind of train like you do for a race. You eat healthy, you do some exercises, you prepare yourself for labor. So we want to look at the eating healthy, good habits that we can form. So fruits and veggies, we all kind of know fruits and veggies. Fruits and veggies are amazing. Vegetables have enzymes in, which enzymes kind of make your body run on a good speed, like at full speed, at full power. So when your mom always told you when you were a kid, eat your veggies, it was a good thing. So to get your fruits and veggies in, what are some practical ways we can do that? Some people, like if you're sick, it's hard. I've been there, done that. It is hard to eat lettuce. It's hard to eat some of that stuff. So what are some practical ways we can get that in?
Well, thankfully, fruits and veggies did not make me sick. That was one of the few
That's
things.
amazing.
For me, it's always a time thing. Like if I have to, if I'm hungry, I'm obviously gonna open the fridge, and if I don't cut up the veggies,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna bother eating them.
Yes.
So I try to fill a container with mixed fresh veggies that last a couple of days, and I always eat them.
Mhm.
Better that way.
That's a good idea.
Well, fruits aren't an issue. I can eat fruits any day.
That's
all the time.
amazing.
But
That's a
it's-
really good idea. Really
Or,
good idea.
or even like prep if I'm making a salad, make 2 of them so I can,
Oh, that's a
they'll
good
last
idea.
a day or
Mhm.
2 in the fridge. That
Yeah.
way I can get my greens in.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. And another thing some people like is doing like a spinach smoothie or like get some greens and do some veggies in with it and kind of play around with that. If you don't like it at first, tweak it till you find something that you do like. Because that's a really good way to get some fruits and veggies in. Keep healthy snacks on hand, like you said. Having the veggies cut up in the fridge. That's an amazing idea. Make some healthy granola. Keep some raw nuts and stuff. Whole grains. Like that's kind of, we go into whole grains and people don't know what should I eat, what shouldn't I eat. A thing that we kind of go by is sprouted. Sprouted makes it easier for your body to digest. It's easier to get the nutrients out of it that you can. So sprouted or soaked is what we say is good.
Are all things sprouted good? Like basically,
Like-
if I'm not sure if something is good in the store, if it says sprouted
Like as in like bread and stuff?
bread
Or,
or
like,
pretzels,
Pretzels and stuff. Yeah, generally speaking, the sprouted, like
As long as it's
you want to
sprouted.
get it. Yeah, it's easier for your body to take in the nutrients. We can get in some lentils, some beans, dairy. If you're used to it, we recommend the whole and the raw. If you did not do that before you're pregnant, don't start it now that you're pregnant.
So you can do raw dairy?
You can do raw dairy. The kind of the rule is if you did it before you got pregnant, you can continue. But if, let's say, you did not before you got pregnant, we don't recommend you starting it like in the middle of pregnancy. So, and then salt. We say the Himalayan, the Celtic, or the real salt. Most grocery stores around here carry all of those. Eggs from pasture-raised chickens. Meat from grass-fed, free-range animals. That's usually a good thing. And then some fats, some healthy sources like the cold-pressed olive oil or coconut oil. Sometimes you can mix those in with like your eggs, fry your eggs in it. So yeah, eating healthy. Why should we eat healthy? It's going to help reduce some of the risk of the gestational diabetes, preeclampsia, and heart disease and allergies. So kind of when you think of eating healthy, sometimes if you're like, I really don't want to, sometimes it helps to think of baby. You know what, if I don't feel like eating healthy, at least it's good giving baby a really good start. So with all things, what should we avoid with being pregnant? What are some things that with eating to avoid? Dorothy likes her coffee.
That was perfect timing. I did not see that. It was caffeine.
Yes. So some things to avoid are caffeine. Why? I know there's coffee shops on
That's
every
a good
corner.
question. Why?
Why? Yes.
Why should you have caffeine up until you get pregnant and then not after?
So what it does is caffeine, because if you drink caffeine, it goes to baby, okay? And what it can do to baby is elevate baby's heart rate. It can cause dehydration, like for the mom. So, and it can reduce the calcium levels for mom also. And also, if you have any type of trouble sleeping, we say make sure watch your caffeine intake, and also with blood pressure. So if you like coffee, try to limit it, or the alternatives, hot tea or dandy blend.
Do you have an opinion yet on that matcha?
I actually thought of that as I was driving today, and I did not research it. I will get back to you on it.
It is fabulous.
Okay.
Like, it does not taste bad, and it has the same wake up. Like I only drink it in the afternoon a couple of times,
Okay.
and like it had the same effect as coffee. But like
Okay.
sometimes when I drink coffee, I can feel, depending if I'm too tired to run down, it can actually make me feel worse, like tighter.
Okay.
And this does not do that.
Let me look into that. I was actually
I
going to
never-
research it just because
I
I
actually
knew
never researched it.
it's kind of the new thing with, like some people are saying, I won't do coffee, but I'll do the matcha. So let me look into that, and I'll get you an answer on that. And alcohol. Avoid alcohol just because it's linked to a host of things like physical, mental, and behavior issues in baby. So you want to avoid that. And I think we all know illegal drugs. And if you need to take some type of prescription drug, make sure you always check with your care provider. So make sure it's not going to harm you or baby. Artificial sweeteners, smoke, that's smoking, and secondhand smoke. So, and herbs. Always check with your care provider, especially the blue cohosh, this blue and the black cohosh. You want to make sure, especially like in the first and second trimester, you don't want to have those just because it can stimulate labor. And you don't want that. And raw meats, you don't want to
I
You take it in on
my
me.
midwife gave me when we first were concerned about my blood pressure.
Okay.
She gave me like a list of herbs that can help with it,
Okay.
and then we like looked into some of them. Like she wasn't saying like take all of these, but she was just
Okay.
saying like
Yeah.
these are options.
Mhm.
And I think that like hawthorn is like an herb that helps with blood pressure, but you're not supposed to have it or something when you're like pregnant, but it's like okay like when you're not. But I thought that was
Oh,
interesting.
okay. Yeah.
So,
That's one thing with herbs, like a lot of people are like, it's natural, I can like, you kind of go
Right.
into it letting your guards down, but you
Yeah.
always kind of want to make sure that like something like it's not going to stimulate labor, like can stimulate contractions or something like that. So you kind of always, I would say if you have any check about it where it's like, okay, do I, don't I? Always,
Yeah.
I would say rather be on the safe side and check with your care provider and see what they have to say. And that way they can, you won't take anything that's harmful. So any other questions or any other comments on how to get into the habit of eating healthy and to avoid the stuff that we shouldn't have? Okay. Perfect. So what we're gonna do, when we come back, we'll go into some exercise and stuff and some things to help our bodies prepare for labor. We're gonna take a bathroom break and have a snack. And then I also forgot to go over in your folders, I have a list of the things that we're gonna go over in other classes. Just going into labor, pain, what to do with it, looking over the different things of labor, postpartum, breastfeeding, and just kind of getting ready for labor. So what we're gonna do is take a bathroom break, and I did forget to mention the house rules. The bathroom is in the entryway, the right door. We're gonna have snack. There's water out here at any time. If you guys need a restroom break or need water or anything, just feel free to help yourself. So we're gonna break now, and we'll be back in like 15 minutes, and we'll keep going. And